than friends, less than lovers, pals. Oh, yeah.
It's gonna twist in my head. You can just do. Oh, that's good.
You know what's kind of crazy?
What?
We didn't record last week.
Mm-mm.
And last week, your hair was fully pink. And I had a mullet.
No. I thought I did think about this,
Which is crazy.
Yeah, things have changed rapidly for us,
And
in
it's not
the
visible
2 weeks
to
you haven't
you.
seen us. But we didn't release it 2 weeks apart. We took a week off and then released an episode. Where in reality, we filmed an episode and then took a week off, and now we're filming this current episode. Does that make sense?
Keeping track?
So it's been about 2 weeks since you've seen us, and yeah, in that time, we had a bit of a evolution, the both of us. I dyed my hair about kind of a peachy pink.
It was awesome. And I inadvertently got a mullet. And then I got not a mullet, it kind of shorter. We're figuring it out.
And then I swam in a pool all weekend, and it's just gone now.
Yeah. And
Which was kind of fun.
yeah.
Being like, oh, that was fun.
Wait a
Cool.
minute. What do you mean you swam in a pool all weekend? Do you guys have a
Whoa.
pool?
Whoa, hang on. You gotta have a pool to be swimming.
And we don't have one at our home.
So you must have gone somewhere. Ding, 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 ding.
You guys are really, really intuitive. That was amazing.
You might have guessed that the theme of this week's episode, if you read the title at all, which I'm sure you probably did,
That feels like the first thing that happens, right?
right?
If
probably
you're
reading it.
going in blind, not
And-
reading the title, go to heytherepals.com and let us know what's
Yeah,
going on in your
interesting.
world. What's life like for you?
I could see if they've got a bunch of on cue, you're not really reading it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's just playing one after another.
Yeah. Who knows?
Maybe you're not reading it from that.
But our title for this week's episode is, well, actually, I don't think we actually technically landed
Did we nail it
on
down?
the
Well,
name
you let
of the
us know. Is
episode.
it Vacay for Pals or what was the other one? I think I like the other one more.
I actually had written down
Trip with Pals?
trip tips with pals.
Yeah, that
Maybe
does
was
have a
it,
more
trip
fun
tips
ring
with
to
pals.
it. But basically, we went on a trip.
Yeah.
We went to Palm Springs this weekend.
Yes. It was awesome, guys. And if you're not aware of Palm Springs, it's the desert. And
Oh,
I'll tell you, you feel
and it's
it.
summer.
Oh, you feel it.
Oh, yeah. There's a reason every house has a pool because it's
You gotta.
necessary.
And it is
It's
funny going
necessary
there
for survival.
because the plan of going to Palm Springs, you do not go to Palm Springs to like go crazy. You know what I mean?
no.
It is not because Palm
Well,
Springs.
I think you can.
You can.
didn't.
Actually, yeah. I'm sure there are people that go to Palm
And
Springs to go
there's-
crazy. I'm sure
yeah.
there's all kinds of people that we don't know about.
But you can also go there to relax.
Because really the only thing to do is relax. Because when you are in heat of that magnitude, you can't not just kind of relax. Your body forces you.
Your
to.
body's kind of wilting.
Yeah.
So lean into it.
And we went to Palm Springs, and it was, we don't want to brag or anything, but it was a really awesome trip.
It was so much fun.
I had a ball. We have planned it for a long time.
Yeah, we had said this a while back, and so we're if you will come along with us, we're gonna kind of tell you a bit about how this little brief weekend trip went for us.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, I think it needed to start with the intention,
Yeah.
which was a couple months ago we got together and we all said
We wanna make
feeling
history.
like- what do you want to do?
We got together a couple months ago. We said, let's make history.
I do feel like that's the weight of it.
Yeah.
That we said it was. We were like,
Personal
we
history.
know that in the next few months we're gonna want to get out of this place, and so we had decided to find a little place that had a pool, ideally, because
And
like it's summer.
A hot tub in a dream world.
And we were like, whoa, this place is so cheap. Well, it was 114 degrees outside. That's why
Yeah, that's why it's really
it's
cheap.
an oven.
And we split it 5 ways. We went with us, Tommy, Jillian, and our intern Lucy. Now you may be wondering, why does your intern go on vacations with you guys?
Guys,
You get it. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
she's crossed into pals territory.
Yeah. HR's on it. Don't worry
It's
about it.
it's fine.
No, she's having a ball. Regardless, we just wanted to take you on a trip down that we found this like awesome deal too. This was like months ago, so like when we booked it, it was really just great, and then we had all this time to really look forward to it.
Yeah,
which really helped. So if you don't mind, we might take you on a trip
yeah.
through our trip.
Because when we set this intention, which
Mm-hmm.
was let's relax.
We don't gotta do nothing. There's no museums we're trying to hit up.
Because listen, you know I love a museum trip.
And you know we love going to a place where you can stroll the streets and
Oh,
everything
love it.
like that.
But we have been out and about a lot lately. And I think we knew what we were needing was a little solitude.
A little solitude, a little desert
And I
heat.
tell you, there's no more solitude than a 114-degree desert.
Yeah, that'll really make you feel lonely because you know everybody's home. You know
Yeah.
everybody's around, but they're all inside because of the heat.
We did drive for about 5 minutes, and I think someone commented, like, we have not seen a single person.
It's kind of crazy.
Which is crazy, because, like, driving around here, it's like people are out everywhere.
Yeah, people are out and about because it's not 115 degrees.
You see?
The desert people are having to live under different rules.
But we went in with the intention of relaxation.
Mhm.
And I think that set us off for the right foot, because it felt
Mm.
like everyone was committing to this idea. It was like, we are all here as a group
We're all here together.
to do things together in the spirit of relaxation and exploration.
And
may
exploration, but
say.
at the end of the day, the exploration is really internal and
That's what I
within
mean.
the
We're-
community. Yeah, it's
yeah,
just a,
with it, it's an
it's,
internal. Sometimes every once in a while, you have to do a bit of an internal.
we're a bit of
exploration.
archaeologists
And
ourselves.
while yes, it's fun to go to a larger crowd for exploration, which is what we've been doing quite a lot with Pals Nights and our live
Chatting
shows.
with a lot of strangers. It kind of feels nice to sometimes be able to lock yourself in a home where there's 115 degrees outside and be with the people around you and chit chat with them.
And chit chat with them, and because I feel like all of us have been so busy
Yeah.
that getting to really sit and just be
Yeah.
like, "What's going on with you?
Yeah, what's up?
How you doing?" It's nice.
It's real.
It was really lovely. So we started off with the drive.
Yeah, we
Great.
left at like 8 a.m.
Mhm.
We were on the road. We
We set up at a little coffee shop for a couple hours while everyone kind of did their work.
finished up work for the day. We hit up the grocery store, which is always an exciting part of a trip because it's like, oh, this is the nesting process. This is what we're going to be putting in
This
the cabinet.
is where she comes alive. Can I say that? Can I say also, because I don't love doing the grocery shopping.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's not, I don't want that to sound like I want to omit myself from it, because I'm
Yeah.
absolutely happy to
Yeah.
to do that as a necessary part of the trip. I think it's too much for me.
Yeah. I see it as like this is what people are going to be gathered around, you know?
No,
And
and
it's like-
I really respect
And
that.
also you have to think like we are only getting so many snacks, right? We're only here for 48 hours.
Got to think about your time
With
frame.
that said, you need snacks that can be eaten multiple times a day. You need to make sure that there's a treat for like dessert, but then there's also a sweet treat that you can have throughout the day as well.
But you don't want to throw away too much food
Yeah.
at the end of the day. It's a very delicate balance.
No matter how much salsa you buy, you're going to want more,
Yeah.
especially with us.
Especially because you're hanging out. Like, we were hanging out at the house the
We
whole
were
day.
hounding that salsa.
But
anywho,
with those groceries, as soon as we got to the house, I came out of work at maybe 3 or 4 p.m. Okay, picture this. You have just been on Zoom, a good Zoom, dare I say, for about 4 hours that day. And you were sitting outside for a lot of them in 100-degree heat, so that was a little hot. But then the second half, you were in AC, and it was delightful. And you talking to your coworkers. You hang up. You go, it's Friday. You walk down the hallway. You smell before you see bolognese. I don't think I can say it right. Bolognese. Bolognese. Bolognese.
if you know how to pronounce
Bolognese. I want to say it's
Call us.
bolognese.
you can call our phone number 818
Oh, yeah.
452-3591 and pronounce it for us.
Can you just say bolognese and your name? That's what I was smelling.
Yeah.
And then I see Lucy at the kitchen sink, looking out a clear window that scoops out and around out into this beautiful backyard where all my other pals are hanging out and roughhousing in the pool. Heaven.
We already
Heaven.
had the goggles on and we're throwing
Heaven.
torpedoes and going for each other.
And
It
Lucy's
rocked.
going, "Hi, darling."
She
Does it
always
get
hits
any
you with a
better
high
than that?
darling.
Oh my God. So that we kick off dinner
Mm-hmm.
with Lucy.
Lucy made us our bolognese, so we come in from swimming to homemade pasta.
Mm.
Then from there we proceed to have true moments of crying and laughter at the dinner table.
Yeah.
It was really amazing to watch people shed tears into their bolognese. And
Oh yeah, like people were
positively.
laughing so hard. Anything Jillian said, Lucy was in tears.
Yeah, it was
And
really
that
beautiful
was
thing.
really freeing. I remember as a kid eating pork chops one dinner that my family was just cracking up about something. And I think it was like we were all a little tired. And you know when you get
Yeah.
like that tired giggle? It was like that when you're like a little brain dead. And I remember being like, it was the pork. I remember being like, it's the silly pork. And I remember saying that to my mom at one point. She was like, what are you talking about?
Oh,
But I was
that's so
like, make that pork again. I think I was a little
We can
too old to
have
be saying
pork
that. But
sometime if you want to.
No, because
silly.
we
I don't
have-
eat red meat, but I'd do it if you want.
I think what's more special is I've learned that it wasn't about the pork at all. It was about the moment. It was about the people. Because
Guys, it wasn't about the pork.
I've had pork
Church-
since, and I've had a good time, but it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
And so, but isn't that lovely?
that is.
And so that's how dinner felt. Where
Then
it just was like uncontrollable giggling.
truly. After dinner, I think we got in the pool again. It was a lot of in and out of the pool.
Oh,
guys.
we got
There
in the
was
pool again.
nonstop
We had a
in
little
and out of the
nighttime
pool.
swimming.
It was amazing. Dusk came around, and when the sun started to set, it was really cool there because the sky is completely clear. The moon was a fingernail that night, so the stars started coming out. We all ended up stargazing, and guys,
The mountains just make the crispiest silhouette against the sky.
yeah.
It is so satisfying. All the
All the
windmills
different
have little red
layers.
lights. It's
Yeah. Oh, the
It's
windmills
just
too in that
stunning.
area, guys. Such a vibe.
it just again it felt really like
such a vibe.
solitude,
Yeah.
which was very lovely.
Yeah. And there were these pool chairs that were like fully reclinable, and we all stared up at the stars for a good
Ugh.
minute, just silently, and then started journaling. But something did happen under those stars, guys.
We came in and out from stargazing a couple times because we would like go in and
Oh,
get
that's
something,
true.
and then we would come out. So I think this was maybe the second time we were like laying down to stargaze. We were just like chit chatting, let conversations
everybody's looking
happen,
up.
or being quiet. Like any option was fine.
Maddie,
We're looking around.
we're on the same chair.
We're on the same chair. We're looking out. I'm sitting like this. My brother's sitting at my feet.
I'm sitting kind of like leaned up against her legs
Yeah.
almost. We're both looking out at
We're
the
looking
same
out
area.
kind of at the same angle.
Everybody had been looking out. We're all kind of looking out in different directions. Phew. Did anybody
Oh,
else?
see, that's
Was that
you see a
shooting star?
Hi, guys. Millicent and I saw the shooting star. We saw a shooting star together at the same time.
Can you imagine? And that's not it. Listen, guys, because we saw it, and everybody's looking in different directions. It's a big old sky. So for us to see the same shooting star at the same time,
Sky. You could be looking anywhere, and it was tiny. It wasn't that
it was
big, but it
really
was
tiny, but it
beautiful.
was mighty,
And she was shooting.
and she knew where she was going.
Guys, she was beautiful, and the fact that we truly gasped at the same time because I was just happy to be able to share with my pals that I saw shooting star.
And I was thrilled because I was hoping maybe somebody else had seen it.
And turns out we had, and Millicent getting to turn around to me and be like,
It was amazing, guys. A high like no other.
we have talked about it multiple times since of being like, you remember that?
Remember when we saw that shooting star together?
That released things chemically in my brain that, wow.
And it's crazy because I had just
it's given
gotten
silly pork.
I had just gotten my little shooting star, and we were just looking at all the stars, and yeah.
We're conjuring. No, I don't want to say that. I meant
No.
that in like a fun.
Yeah.
You
Not
know,
like
there's
that.
some words that you're like, they are used in kind of a naughty or bad connotation now, but they have a pretty neutral meaning
Yeah.
textbook wise.
Yeah.
Is conjuring one of those, or is it always a little?
I think the
spooky?
movie did damage.
But can it be
PR-wise.
just like a mechanic?
It conjured a sense of wonder.
An energy?
I think it can be. I think it can.
Oh,
just,
you're right. You're right. Okay.
It conjured the memory
Good.
of childhood.
So
you
I
know,
don't mean the
think you're
spooky
fine.
kind. I just mean, isn't that kind of fun that we're talking about stars and then we're seeing the stars?
Guys, it's pretty.
We did have. Well, we did have the stars are a powerful thing where we all had to have a bit of a moment of being like, whoa, whoa.
Wow. Yeah, you get it.
We spent the night watching Dance Moms.
Yeah, fell asleep to some Dance Mom season 1,
Yeah.
no less. I'd forgotten what Kathy was up to in season 1. That was crazy.
I have never really watched a ton of Dance Moms, and I will say I do think my stance still is that it makes me a little too sad.
Yeah.
I am a little like, that's a young girl.
I think my memory, because like when I was watching it, I was like their age.
Yeah.
So my memory of it was more so fascination with the moms, and watching it as an adult, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know that they got the girls out of. They would always be like, get the girls out of the room because they wanted to scream, but it was like, sorry, they're still in such a tense environment
All
we can't
the
talk
time.
About it.
No.
And listen, I'm sure that they all are, and they will, and they
I think
and
a lot
I
of
hope
them are
that
doing
they-
well, which
yeah.
is good. I wish the best to the Dance Mom girls. The little girls,
Let
no
that be a
drama,
pal
seemingly,
stance.
from the one episode I've seen.
We wish nothing but the best for the girls of Dance Moms.
Fell asleep to that,
Yeah.
knowing that a lot of those girls are doing well in life, which that makes me feel better watching it now. We wake up in the morning.
I wake up to Lucy waking me up because Maddie woke up about 2 hours prior to me waking up and did laps in the pool, apparently. I wake up to Lucy going, good morning. And I was like, wow, what time is it? And she was like, oh, it's only 9:30. You're good. And I was like, what are you guys up to? And she was like, Maddie's already been swimming laps. Maddie got up like 2 hours ago.
Because here's the thing. I knew it was going to get hot. And it was the perfect temperature in the morning where I was like, I'm going to enjoy this more now.
That's
And
beautiful.
it felt really good. And it was really quiet out there in the
Yeah.
morning. It was beautiful.
We went and got a coffee run, and then we also had
I
to
love
go.
a local coffee
Yeah,
shop.
she does. First coffee shop we went to, actually, we tried to go in,
Yeah.
and the door was locked, and there was a sign that just said their AC was out.
Yeah.
And again, when you're in the desert and it's that hot
You're
out,
not opening.
you just no. That's cruel.
Ran into Thomas's doppelganger.
Yeah,
This
that was
man
crazy.
that was wearing he didn't look like
The
Thomas at all. But he
exact
was
same
wearing
outfit
the
as
exact
Thomas.
same outfit as Thomas.
It's kind of beautiful. We were
It
kind of
was
hoping.
really
I was hoping that
wonderful.
everybody would have a desert doppelganger, but
I think maybe they were in that coffee shop, but it never opened.
That's true.
So
We got our coffee.
Got our coffee. We
We
got
got a
breakfast when we got home.
Well, we also had to stop and get sunscreen because we had already blazed through our sunscreen, which I don't know if you guys noticed this. Obviously, we're evidently sun-kissed, but you'll notice that we're not burned.
And that's because we were with a group of vigilant people. This
Guys,
weekend.
I'm not joking. I am so proud
Mhm.
of that group of people.
Mhm.
To know that we all got down, like we all, spoiler alert, when we got to dinner on Saturday night, this is the dinner after you've been out all day, and not one, even cheek across the table was burned.
No.
Guys, it's 2025, okay?
I think everybody just knew, like, it's not worth it.
Not
None of us want to
worth
go home
it.
burnt after this trip.
Did we not really get any color then?
Yeah.
A little bit.
No, absolutely none. But I feel better about that.
I feel great about
I
it.
do. I do. So we came back. We had breakfast. We went swimming.
Oh, and guys, we had packed our goggles. We had packed our torpedoes. Thomas had found in the closets, one of the closets was filled with inflatables and like a pump. So he had like blown up a flamingo float.
He had found a big flamingo, and I didn't see it until like 11 p.m. the night before. And Jillian and I were gagged. We were like, "Where did this come from?"
I remember because I came down the hallway and you guys were nervous about it. I was like, "Oh, Thomas found those. It's okay."
It
They didn't
just
disappear.
it felt like magic
Yeah.
because it was like the house was dark at that point. We
I
were
hope
like,
I didn't
"Whoa."
quell the magic.
No,
in that
no,
moment.
no.
Okay,
It
good.
was a relief.
Okay.
We got into so as the day went on, we're swimming, but we got in kind of a flow of like we would hang out for a bit, we would swim, and then sometimes we would all go lay down somewhere separately. Sometimes we'd be reading, sometimes we would be journaling, sometimes we would take a nap. We kind of got into this vibe of the day.
So much salsa consumed, guys.
So
Again,
much
just
salsa.
So much. We got one thing at queso. Should have gotten 4.
We took naps. Most everyone took naps, and then it was time to go to dinner. And this time, instead of dinner at home, we were going out.
Yeah, guys, because you can still do it all.
In a low effort, chill way.
Because we also didn't get the reservation until 8:30, so we really did have like
We had
all
time
day.
to hang.
Yeah.
So we got to dinner. It was at this lovely restaurant that had a band outside, so we got to sit by the band. We told him that it was Lucy's birthday.
Yeah.
Always pick
Always.
the closest birthday if they're asking.
If
and
they
just say
ask,
it.
don't like just bring
Life
it up
is
if
worth
it's not the case.
celebrating.
But like, if they're asking,
Give
go
a
ahead.
name.
Yeah. If a guy
The
with a
guy's
clipboard asks
excited.
if there's any birthdays around, you better go ahead and tell him there's a birthday.
We thought he was a manager, but he actually was in the band.
Yeah. So Lucy got a shout out from the band, which
And then
rocked.
they sang her.
And her birthday was recently, so
It was. It felt like it counted. If this felt like the cap to her birthday month.
we went home then and we played more. But we got a new board game that we really loved.
Yeah.
And the game was basically like the idea is called Catch the Vibe, and it's like you try to guess what somebody is going to answer about something like on this board.
It's really, you put like a spectrum on a graph. It was just, and it's very low effort, but like fun. But there's a lot of options to choose from on like how you feel about a topic. And then everyone else has to guess how that person feels about that topic. So when you get one exactly correct.
Because
That's
it's a
another high,
whole
like, no
grid.
other.
It's like that game Hues and Cues where it's like a
Yeah,
whole grid
it's
of
like a
colors
color
and you're trying to guess. Landing on the right one.
It's slim
We were all
odds.
running laps around the room like it was a Pentecostal church on Sunday, baby.
Because you have to vote as as a group. You can't individually
Yeah.
do it, which is amazing.
It really was amazing. It was a beautiful feeling. And then a conversation ensued that took
Yeah.
over a lot of the night.
So our dear friend Lucy, our dear pal, was going to be on a game show on Monday. This was on a Friday.
She has done
Saturday. that we were-
Weeks of like interviews for this, like
It's been
not
a journey.
weeks of it, but like she's had to do a lot for this, more than like normal game shows.
Yeah.
It feels like.
And so she finally is going to be on this show. And so to win the show, basically all she needs to do is learn how to play tic-tac-toe. That's all she can really learn to do.
She already knows how to play tic-tac-toe, but she kind of the question was brought up is there a strategy for tic-tac-toe?
So then Jillian goes, I know the strategy. So she gets out a whiteboard and she's drawing. You got a big paper.
Yeah, we had
Millicent
I brought big
for
paper,
crafting.
markers, crayons, all that.
She's drawing tic-tac-toe. She's Yoda style, training Lucy by the L method.
She says, as long as you can make an L, you'll win.
Now, if
We
you
were like,
ask
what do
that
you
means,
mean?
just make an L. And if you think, what does that mean? It always is that.
Yeah,
If
it's
you're
just
gonna
make
confuse
the
every
L.
time and be like, what? No, it's just make an L.
Yeah, she is saying it so matter-of-factly. I'm coming in at this point because I'm a little bit confused by it. We end up playing. A whole conversation has ensued. Jillian is speaking with so much authority. We've been
practicing for like 20 minutes.
She finally says, I just made this up.
She goes, no, this is just like what I figured out. And we went, what?
You said like strategy. We said strategy. You responded. That implies some research.
But she was like, no, but it has worked every time for me, has it not? So I don't know. I know that there is a secret to it, but I don't know if it's that.
I always go corners, and then if you can't get the corner.
Oh, and then she basically reveals that if you're not going first, then you can't win.
Yeah,
You
and
just
I was
kinda
like,
have to
well, okay,
defend.
then this method isn't
It's not the best.
necessarily.
So with that,
Lucy actually today was going to. She was coming back from Palm Springs. That's why she couldn't get sunburned either. Coming back from Palm Springs to be on this game show.
so we were so excited for her. I texted her before in the morning, and she got back to me when she got home. We're going to call her now so that you can all hear how she did and how Jillian's training paid off. Hang on. We're calling. Oh. Hello.
Hey there, pal.
Hey there.
You are on Pals Live. I mean, live to us right now.
Wow.
In the recording, we have
Wow.
just teed you up, brother, to talk about your day. We have explained the training system that you went through, the Jillian Sneed training method for tic-tac-toe. Now, how did that play out today? You have a couple minutes just so you know, because our camera is going to die shortly.
Great. I'll be quick. Well, pals, this is honestly a good sign for all the pals out there that even on your lowest day, you can find the brightest moments. in,
Wow.
dare I say, friendship.
Wow.
Because let me set the scene, and Maddie, you may have to bleep out the name of the program I'm about
Yeah,
to
we have
mention
not
so that we don't.
We haven't said the name of it yet.
Great. Okay, I'm going to,
Okay.
and then you bleep it out on the other side.
Copy.
I have been in the month-long process of becoming a contestant on a little program known as. And by months-long, I do truly mean months-long, and it culminated in this weekend where Jillian put me through a rigorous training program, teaching me her certified L system, guaranteed to win tic-tac-toe.
Only
Now-
if you go first.
Only if you go first. If you go second, you're screwed.
Only if you go first. Now, pals, I wish that I could say that I got to put this methodology to the test. Unfortunately, what did happen was that I arrived on set at 7:45 a.m., full hair and makeup ready, like they asked. I turned in my cell phone like they asked, ready to spend the day reading and journaling and drawing in my notebook. Just to find that they also confiscate those because it's a trivia show. So you're allowed to have nothing on you for the entire day that you're sanctioned to be in this room.
That's
And when I
cruel.
say room,
That's
I do
awful.
mean cell. It is a very small, very stuffy room with absolutely no windows where all of Holding and all of the contestant producers are subjected to be for the entirety of the day. And something that the pals may not know about me, given my oeuvre, is that I have a severe allergy to dust.
Awareness
And I'm
matters.
coming off a weekend where I may or may not have had pneumonia. So I get to this room, I immediately go, whoa, it's Dust City up in here. Let me go ahead and pop an allergy pill that I so aptly put in my bag. Pals, I hate to say it, I immediately took that pill and my stomach has never felt more ill in my life. I'm trying to muscle through it as I introduce myself to the executive producers, giving them the chipper and cheery and rehearsed. Hi, I'm Lucy Porter. I'm 27 years old from Columbus, Ohio. And believe it or not, one of my favorite activities to do to relax is churning butter. Truly, it's the most relaxing and delicious of my hobbies.
Months of preparation. They coached her into that.
I stomach through, pun intended, that introductory. I get told who our celebrities are. I play an intro round of the game to get us adjusted to the rules. Again, the L method has not come into play. And boy, don't I know it. I run to the bathroom where folks, I projectile vomit. I am not a vomiter. I am not a thrower upper. I haven't thrown up like that since I was a wee babe.
I didn't know it wasn't that common.
It got
That's
on
why
my
it's
jeans,
so funny.
and
It's
I
like a
had to
special
clean it off
episode.
before I went back to holding.
Oh.
I truly made a mess. Went back to holding with my tail between my legs, telling a producer, I just flew up. I don't know if you guys want to, like, send me home or anything. Reader, they did not send me home. In fact, they kept me for 8 more hours to decide whether or not I would be a contestant on just for them to narrow down the pool to 4 people. I'm looking around. They're only calling male-female duos. They're not calling more than one white person in a group. I'm looking around. I know exactly who I'm paired with. And dare I say, we are both got the most boring of the intros. And I'm looking at our opponents, a map historian and a comic book illustrator. And I say, I'm done for. There's no way they're taking Butter Girl over the gorgeous comic book illustrator. So I am released for the day after 8 hours, but before you go to your car, I need you to wait in this stuffy room for another hour, just in case one of the contestants who has been chosen in your stead falls or anything happens to them. We need you here for backup. Once they land on stage, then, Lucy, then you may return to your vehicle. And I did. And dear reader, I went immediately across the street and spent $60 at Erewhon.
Lucy! Oh my God, Lucy, I'm so sorry, but I hope you feel like the Carrie Bradshaw of our time.
Thank you. I think in your L's, you do see a path forward. What is a road if not 2 L's lined up next to each other?
Wow. And that's a
Whoa.
winning game of tic-tac-toe.
Think about that. Well, Lucy, we have to let you go because we are going to, it's going to cancel itself in
Of
2
course.
seconds here. But we appreciate you so deeply, and we hope that this felt a little good to share that with some pals
To
today.
get it off your
It feels
chest.
great. We're going to have to bleep half of the episode.
That's fine.
Hi there, pals, and bye there, pals. I
Th-
love you.
Thank you.
Bye.
We love you.
Love you. Wow.
Wow.
And pals,
We'll see you on the other side.
pals, welcome back. Welcome back. Woo! Don't. What?
She was coughing.
Oh. I didn't even catch it, bruv.
No, I know, but I feel like they did.
You didn't have a voice all of last summer, so I don't think it's.
I know, guys. I truly think it's dry. I think in my mind, being in drier areas would make like mucus stuff. That's really gross sounding, but I think in my mind that would get rid of it. But apparently it doesn't. You need to hydrate it,
And you need Mucinex.
Oh. which I have now. So
Mucinex? I feel like it is Mucinex, but it bothers me because it is
Mucinex.
mucus. So just do Mucinex.
we'll talk. So welcome back.
We've told you all about our trip, and we don't want to brag again, but
No.
it is just kind of the truth that
And this is coming from people who have. It's been a journey to get to a trip like this.
we haven't always had good friend trips.
We've had some bad trips, okay? And it's okay. It happens.
Fine. It's all a part
But
of the
learn
lore.
from it. So here's what we learned and what we think made this trip go so well. We just want to share that with you, and maybe it'll help you.
Here's some trip tips. Trip tip number 1. Set the intention. What is the want/need for this trip?
I think this actually happened really earnestly for our group because all of us kept being like, let's get out of the city for the summer. At
Yeah.
some point, let's just get out of here.
Yeah.
And so we pretty quickly knew we wanted to relax.
We wanted to chill, and so much of that comes from, okay, where are we going?
Yeah.
What's the destination? Because the destination really feeds that.
Yeah.
And so we
We knew we didn't want to be somewhere where,
Yeah.
like we weren't going to go to a water park.
we weren't trying to do a lot. We've already been doing a lot.
We've been doing a
so
lot
our
now.
goal for this was to do nothing together.
And we're going to go to a water park.
Yeah. And when we do, oh, baby, we're getting put on some national band lists.
When we're on a cruise, oh my.
We've been waiting. Guys, we have submitted, I can't even get into it. I can't even get
If
it.
you work for
at
a cruise
Princess
line.
Cruise Line,
Email us back.
please.
We've got.
We have
Good
ideas that we
ideas.
think could change the cruise game. Okay.
Are you ready for that? If
I
you're
don't know.
ready
Maybe
for that,
you're not ready for
step
that.
into our inbox.
Carnival. I know you're the one that we want to hit up first.
earth2pals@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Say hey.
Say hey.
Say hey.
Okay. Sorry. But our intention for this trip wasn't to be doing a lot. We
No,
wanted to do
again,
nothing.
because our life has been really chaotic. I think maybe if we've had, like, in the wintertime, I think maybe we'll want to go somewhere where we can socialize. Because we'll be like, we're trapped in.
Oh,
We
yeah,
want
we
to
gotta
go.
go. We gotta go out.
But this was, we wanted a little solitude.
Yeah, so we picked Palm Springs because no place has solitude like the desert.
Like the desert in the summer when it's
With a pool.
114 degrees. So no one's there
Yeah.
for a reason, but it's kind of perfect for what we wanted, which was to be alone.
And for a group trip, it's really important to set the intention because then everybody going into it knows the same thing, that's the goal.
It feels like you're signing a contract by being like, okay,
This is what we want
this
to
is
do.
what we're going for, and I promise to kind of always work towards that goal.
Right.
Collectively.
You want to hit them with number 2?
So another big one that I think feeds into being able to relax is make an itinerary. I love a good itinerary.
And I've had to come around on itineraries because at first they felt very rigid, but now I really do see them as like the thing that is almost lets you have peace of mind because you get to go to bed every night excited for what's coming next, and you get to like wake up every morning knowing exactly what's going on. It helps you for packing. It helps
You're
for
really good
everything.
at your to-do lists.
I am.
She's really
I
on it.
enjoy
Like
my
at
to-do
night, she'll
lists.
do them for the next morning.
Yeah.
Which is just like the peace of mind of landing in your vacation spot and knowing what your next 24 hours looks like. Not having to be like, what do we want to do here? What do we want to do
Yeah.
here? I know
It's
it.
already figured
and
out.
I'm doing it.
And it gives you an
I'm
excuse
putting my
before.
swimsuit on.
Mm,
Because it's swimming time. It says that. 6:30 swim time.
yeah. And you don't even have to put time block. You can just say chunks more so as
Chunks
well.
is amazing.
Love chunk and time blocks.
And a lot of the day we let flow.
Yeah.
On Saturday, we were like, we
And that
knew
was because
things
the
we wanted
goal
to
of this
do.
trip, that's because the intention of this trip was relaxing.
Yeah.
And it also just gave us an excuse to hang out together and start actually getting excited about this because we booked this like 2 months ago, 3 months
Yeah,
ago.
it's been a minute. So we've had time to get excited.
to really simmer on our excitement.
You would hit him with the next one.
Next one is a mindset tip,
Mhm.
okay? When you're going on a group trip, it is critical to keep at the forefront of your mind as things are happening around you that you are here to be together. So be together and work to make together a fun thing. Things are going to happen.
Things are going to happen, but
Small
here's the thing.
disagreements are going to happen.
But it's honestly not a big deal. Together, you will get through it. Thank goodness you don't have to bear this weight alone. Together, you will get through it.
And thank goodness you all have the same intention of, I want to have fun here. I want to have a good time. I want to be with these people.
So do some activities together.
And that doesn't mean you can't take your alone time. Obviously, take your alone. We're all adults here. Go
Take your alone
Go
time.
take your
But
nap.
take your
do what you
alone
gotta
time
do.
together. As in,
And also,
everyone at the same time is alone.
yeah. And also consider, too, this also goes with just like as things do come up naturally, don't let yourself get stressed or worked up about things or thinking too much about one interaction surrounding where you decided to go to dinner. Don't think of it like that. Really take the pressure off of it and be like, I'm here to be with these people.
Yeah.
And if you maybe are like, I actually got thrown into this random group, great. You signed up, baby.
See what you
You're
can
in
do
it
with that.
now, baby.
Kind of interesting, huh? Not
Kinda
so often
fun.
you get to be on the outside like that. Play around with that.
And we do want to throw in just a quick little thing. And this actually isn't a subtweet at anything regarding our trip. This is more so just like a blanket statement. If you are a couple that is invited on a group trip,
Yeah.
here's the thing. And this isn't me putting pressure on you in any way. This is more so me just encouraging you to hold it together for
I'll
that
put
trip.
pressure.
Okay, yeah.
I think for your own sake, I'm putting
Yeah.
pressure. If you are fighting with your significant other on a vacation,
And it's a
I
group.
know there are stressful times. So I want, especially if
Yeah.
you've got families, I
a
get
group
it.
vacation too, because that's a
Things
whole
are gonna
other
happen.
situation.
But when you're with your friends and then your significant other, your job as the significant other is to keep the peace, and so that everyone else can keep the peace.
Because nobody loves hearing a couple bicker in the back room.
Nobody wants to have to pick sides.
Nobody
Just-
wants to have to hear the gossip about what's happening in this argument right now.
You already paid the money. Enjoy it. And
And
if you can't, think
consider
about that.
Maybe think about that. Why can't I go on a trip with this significant other for 48 hours
Why does
without...
it give me anxiety when I think about being out in public with this person? Think about that.
And and just hold that. That's just a bonus tip.
But
if
you're
anything.
in a
Yeah.
group.
If you're a
And so
couple,
that goes
just
for
be.
couples and individual people.
I would just say be
Participate.
self-aware.
Yeah.
Just be self-aware.
Yeah.
If you guys are getting snippy or also just fully climbing all over each other nonstop,
Both
it makes
sides of
everybody
it.
feel a little weird.
Both sides of it.
Nobody in our group was a couple.
No, but I think that
But
was
yeah.
not coming from the beginning, which honestly I feel like now is the time to say it.
Yeah,
That it's like
especially I will say too. I think in college and like your early 20s,
Yeah.
there's a lot more of those. Like,
and I will say if you are one of those couples, again, like especially if you're younger, it's not worth it.
no,
Spend time with your friends.
get
on
to
this trip.
enjoy your trip if you're on one.
You're already
and,
with that person probably most of the time.
Mhm.
Hang out with the group.
Up next,
Bring a
one's fun.
camera.
a tangible camera, something that is not your phone.
So you can buy a little digital camera for pretty cheap on eBay or like a little plastic one even online.
They have really inexpensive camera options
But-
now,
Use
guys.
it
sparingly,
sparingly.
because
Show
Take-
restraint.
yes, show some restraint, and also don't have it be just one person who's always taking pictures. Have it
Pass
be
it
where like,
along.
hey, the camera sits on the table,
it
and
up.
like if you want to pick it up and do a lap and take
That's
some
your
pictures, do
camera
it.
right now.
But I think like a big thing too was like not putting a pressure on being perceived or getting any perfect shots or anything like that. Like that's literally not why anybody's here.
No,
And it's like taking that pressure off too of like we're around the pool, we're all just trying to like
Yeah.
hang out. Like we don't want to have to.
we don't
like,
have to be like, oh, photos are being taken. We honestly did not take that many photos. Like we had a couple bursts of photos that honestly, for a while we took pictures at night with the pool because the light looked so cool, and that was
Yeah.
like fun. To just
And
be like,
Jillian's
oh,
outfit
whoa.
was really cool, and there was a mini putt course, so I mean, we kind of
Yeah.
had to go editorial on it.
Yeah.
It was fun.
So use it sparingly,
yeah.
but like it is nice to look back and at least have
And
some
with-
memories.
And with that does come our built-in trip tip of like, truly, guys, try your hardest to just put your phone on do not disturb. Like, text your friends or be like, hey, I'm actually in Palm Springs this weekend, and we're all putting our phones away.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like have it in the kitchen if you need to check up on stuff, but like truly, you have a book, you have a journal, you got torpedoes and goggles by the pool. You'll be good.
I remember sitting down at dinner and being like, this feels so nice knowing that like nobody is like needing me right now.
Yeah.
Like just like sitting at a table and like being
That's
and just
relaxing.
like eating dinner.
Yeah.
People not being like none of us had anywhere to be after that. Like no one was like waiting on any of us to do anything.
Yeah.
We were just there.
So then the tangible camera, and then our other one is the desire to have a good time, and this does go in with the you're here to be together, but like truly your core mission, your only job on a vacation is to have a good time.
Yeah.
Is to relax, is to find whatever that looks like for you, and to protect that in a way from outside sources, but with other people keeping it in mind of every single person here is here to have a good time.
Yeah.
How can I contribute to that? How can I step up
Yeah.
and have a good time?
Participate.
You want to hit them with their last one?
I think our last one is schedule snacks.
Yeah, not schedule them. I just
But,
said
like,
have snacks
I mean,
on deck.
like, yeah. I guess in my mind, sorry, schedule is not the right word.
Especially with any form of gathering where you're going to be sitting around and talking, there is nothing better.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about right now the chips and salsa we're going to have inside.
Yeah.
In a second. That's what just came into my brain.
Pairing a good snack with a wonderful memory, it's timeless. It's classic.
And
It's a
make sure
classic way to live a life.
And with the snacks too, you want something you can munch on.
Yeah.
You also though do primarily something you can munch, something you can dip, and then one treat.
And think about your environment too, because we knew we were having a pool day. Now think of like pool snacks. Like we wanted like fresh stuff. You guys got like strawberries and grapes.
I feel like we crushed it on our dessert,
well, and yeah,
on our special treat.
Millicent got us some frozen ice. You
Italian
know, like
ice.
it which is some of my favorite. I love like
It
the lemonade
hit
ice.
So hard.
Oh, it was great.
We
Swim
left
in
two
and
of them in the
scoop
Airbnb freezer, and I was like, for whoever
Yeah.
comes next, enjoy.
Enjoy. You're gonna need
That's
it.
for you, baby.
Wow,
Wow. I think that
Wow.
was all of our key trip tips. Wow.
guys, it was so nice to be back. It's been a minute.
Woo! Woo!
Congrats to us for getting this curtain. If you're not looking at it, go to heytherepals.com. We're at Won't You Be My Pal to
and the
see
curtain's
it.
going to evolve, guys. Having this curtain at this point right now, this is just the beginning. You
Yeah,
can't
if
even
you think
imagine what I'm
we're-
going to do with some tassel.
If you think this is yeah.
Yeah.
If you think this is the end of our curtain days,
No, baby.
you should.
Yeah. You're on the
should
wrong
look out.
podcast, baby. You're watching the wrong podcast if you're hoping that this is all that curtain's going to be.
That's so sad. That's so sad to think of somebody being like, "That's all that curtain's ever gonna be," and they're liking it. Interesting.
Just a Disney Channel original movie villain.
Yeah. Go to heytherepals.com and I'm just kind of curious on your POV
Yeah.
on life. What?
Are you having a good time?
are we stressing you out? I do feel like we have some people that listen to us because they cannot visually look at us.
That makes sense.
Like in a we got a lot going on in here kind of way.
Yeah. It's a
So
lot
if you're one
to
of those
process.
people, let us know because the curtain could maybe really upset you.
Or it could actually really help because I feel like it calmed things. It almost
It
like
is
brought things together.
simplifying,
Let us
'cause
know
we
what you
were-
think about the curtain, guys. This is huge for us.
Please. And have a great summer.
That's your challenge. And remember, guys, at the end of September, right?
Mhm.
We're gonna be having our end of summer episode. So like, if you were doing your summer bucket lists, write into heytherepals.com, update us, call us at our phone number. that
Please.
we can flash on the screen, but I'll say it again: 818-452-3591. Call us and tell us about it. We're gonna be celebrating summer, so we need your stories.
You have to show your bottle before we go.
My bottle. Oh, my Diet Coke. I should share a Diet Coke with Alex, I guess. Yeah. I grabbed this one. It was 4 back in the GBO fridge, and I knocked out one other one named. I think I knocked out a Brian or something.
Yeah. Oof. Sorry,
Yeah.
Brian.
I put it all the way in the back though, so that nobody would pick it up until it had calmed down.
So shout out Alex.
Shout out to Alex. We
Love
love you,
you.
pal, Alex.
And
Alex?
yeah.
Alex.
Whoa. Alex.
Wait a minute.
Alex, have
is
we
that
done
really
that
the first time we've done that? Or has Alex already? Alex, have you already done that?
Alex,
Let
have
us
you done
know.
that? Interesting.
Anyways,
Um,
pals,
So have a great summer.
have a great summer.
Carry on.
Talk to you later. Carry on my wayward pal.
House. Oh,